Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to Before the Bat, the Gotham podcast, your guide to the TV show Gotham and all things Batman. I'm Phil and Kelly.
Hey!
And Tyler cannot be with us tonight, but we have a fill-in who could more than hold his own, Mr. Dave White, who you might know from the 80s Reboot Overdrive podcast.
Hey, thanks for the plug.
Gotta love the 80s.
Well, who does?
I loved it. I was 6.
You know. Be nice.
Let's not start comparing ages now.
That's right.
All right. Well, Dave, whenever we have someone on here for the first time, we kind of ask them what they think of Gotham, the series as a whole. What are your thoughts?
Series as a whole, I'm a big fan. Just because I like the mythos of Batman. What I like so much about this show is it's not really so much centric on Batman, but just a lot of history set up of the mythology around Batman, and then just being more of I want to say a police drama with some fantastical elements to it. So that's the part I really like about it.
Oh, you mean like people carving their eyes out?
Well, like you all of a sudden you'll have like the police drama where Gordon and Bullock are working together to solve a case or whatever, but then you have Zaz running around. So or somebody's taking a person and floating them up in a big balloon. So a lot of fantastical elements like that just you wouldn't normally see like in downtown Chicago or something. So
I think it makes you really. It makes me able to more relate with why Batman became Batman, with all this nutso stuff going on.
And before the show, I really, to be brutally honest, I wasn't a big fan of Penguin, as a nemesis or somebody from his rogues gallery. But this show has turned me around to that. I mean, I just love Penguin in this show.
Well, I loved Burgess Meredith when I was a little kid. I was young, okay? And I was seeing them. Yeah. I was seeing them in reruns, of course, but.
Yeah. But then you had the Danny DeVito Penguin, and that was just kind of gross. And,
yeah.
But just in the comic books, I mean, he's a crime boss. Yeah, I get it. But this gives so much more depth to Penguin, and just the manipulator of information. I just love it.
All right, well, let's dive into this week's episode. I can't believe we don't have Tyler. Everyone has a Cobblepot.
Yes, everyone has a Cobblepot.
I was gonna make the joke. Everyone gets Cobblepotted.
Aww.
Yeah, Dave, every time someone gets killed by the Penguin or indirectly or directly by the Penguin, Tyler says they got Cobblepotted.
Well, it's good. He's now a verb, so that works.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to jump to the end, but yeah, that was a great scene at the end of the show, so.
Well, then let's jump in. What else do we got? Let's see, what else besides the ending do we have?
Well, we have, there's, the beginning, you wind up with, Bruce in the hospital room with Alfred. Right. And how Alfred isn't going to rat out his buddy, his mate, which is kind of, to me, kind of weird.
Well, it's that British honor thing, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, Alfred's ready to leave the room.
Yeah. Well, and Alfred doesn't realize that it's connected to Bruce yet either.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, did he choose not to say because he wanted to get his own revenge, or I mean, is that an Alfred characteristic?
I could see him not wanting to lay around feeling all helpless, but I mean, also it could be the fact that if Reggie decided to come back and try again, it'd be far easier to get to him in a hospital probably than behind all the gates at Wayne Manor.
Right, true.
Well, and I think Alfred would be investigating him.
Oh yeah,
Alfred
would be on the trail.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to know, why did this happen? What's going on here? Something isn't right.
So he's being smart. He doesn't want the police in the way while he's tracking him down or figuring it out. Okay.
I think so, and I think Bruce has a loyalty to Gordon, and so he kind of felt at first like we should say something, kind of thing, But
well, the loyalty to Gordon and the loyalty to Alfred, because I mean, he wants whoever attacked Alfred to get caught. And he knows it's Reggie.
Right.
But then Selena shows up. She's all nice to him again. Now she's all nice to him again. Would she make up her mind?
She's kind of like Tina and the Flash and the old Flash. On again, off again. On again, off again.
Did she call him kid in this episode? I don't know if I caught that or not.
Can't remember. Probably. Even though she's a whole 2 years older than him or something.
Right. No, growing up in the streets, I guess you can just, drop the kid name on people.
Add 10 years, for growing up in the streets,
Yeah.
Plus 10 for experience points. It does age you, though. I mean, you think about it. When you have to fend for yourself as someone younger, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because normal kid doesn't realize, little things like toothpaste and toilet paper cost money. You're out on the street, you figure out those things really quick.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen a normal kid on this show yet. I mean, the kids that you're showing are either the street kids, like Selena and Ivy, or you have the uber rich Bruce.
Mm-hmm. Well, or Tommy, or
Right. Once again, was he? He's in boarding school, so that implies richness.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And the city chews you up and spits you out again, at an early age.
Now, where are all the middle class kids?
In the suburbs.
That's a whole different TV show, right? Gotham suburbs.
Oh. Next, they'll be bringing out Gotham Cyber.
I gotta pick on CSI, do you?
Yeah, of course. With their flip phones and their it could be really fun.
What they're gonna discover the internet next. They're gonna discover AOL next. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll discover Al Gore.
Well, he still needs to create the internet, I guess. So.
Yeah, it's still Milnet and Vax at this point. Yeah.
All right. What about the Gordon storyline? Investigating Loeb, Commissioner Loeb.
I like the setup that they're doing for the character to make it, you can see the progression of where he's going to evolve into, where he, the future police commissioner. Sorry for any spoiler alerts for those listening that don't know that happens.
For those of you not from this country, yeah. Yeah,
exactly. They don't follow comic books and, the rest of the Batman mythos. But, so, you could see that progression happening, through the course of, this episode where he's kind of getting his vibe into the fact that I'm in this Gotham PD and I need to now learn how to manipulate the situation to my own interests, but without going over the line.
I was kind of surprised how shocked he was at his partner and his videotaped confession. I mean, doesn't Gordon have to figure... I mean, Bullock is friends with Fish. he maybe more than friends with fish. So, you gotta figure he's had his hands dirty a few times, and then Gordon's just, absolutely shocked.
I know, and if nothing else, he's gonna save his own skin.
Right. I just found that kind of laughable.
Well, he's probably such the Boy Scout kind of character that they're trying to portray for him. He's probably always assuming the best of everybody, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but right at the beginning he took him out. He's the one that made him shoot Cobblepot. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
I mean,
you figure if somebody's going to make you shoot somebody,
yeah,
you should be surprised, right? So.
You probably shouldn't be surprised when they've got skeletons in their closet.
Yeah, but then that whole conversation leads into that everyone has a Cobblepot conversation.
Yeah, well. Hopefully not, but it seems like it.
Some of ours didn't come back.
Yes.
Speaking of Cobblepot, the little club owner, when are they going to shut that thing down? There's never more than 3 people in there.
Well, it is just a front. I mean, so it doesn't really have to turn any business, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to be dumping a ton of money in there, for booze or food or, if it's not making money.
Well, if there's nobody in there to drink it...
That's true.
You're not going through that much booze in food, so, it's kind of a net... But you would think that they would want to turn a business. They would want the traffic in there to screen whatever illegal activities they're going to be involved in. You know what I mean?
You think they would at least give them a warning. I mean, we haven't seen Falcone or anybody, the last couple of weeks.
I think Penguin's glad of that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. But, yeah, when are they going to start calling it the Iceberg Lounge?
Probably when he gets successful.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to open the show and be like, hey, guys, I got bad news. I only have 1 ticket to Arizona. Figure out who gets it.
I got to fight Kelly.
I hate to tell you, you're going down.
I was gonna say, look at the episode, man. That old lady whipping on that old man.
Oh.
That was surprising.
I don't know.
She was quick about it too. She didn't there was maybe a moment of hesitation, but then she just got to work.
Yeah. It's been how many years? I mean, that was funny. Just kind of the juxtaposition of that.
Well, I guess it takes a certain kind of person. It's like, well, it's my life or who. Who knows? Maybe they argued for all this year.
Maybe they were Statler and Waldorf.
Oh, great. Muppet references. Cool.
Yes.
At least I caught them.
Those of you who don't know, they're the 2 old geezers in the balcony on the Muppet Show.
What did she say?
I feel like somebody should do a waka 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 right now.
Yeah, there you go. I actually saw some great cosplay of the yup characters at a con recently. It was really actually pretty cool. Hadn't seen a Muppet cosplay before.
I'd like to see a Beaker and Dr. Honeydew.
There you go.
That'd be good.
Now I'm just picturing the whole show with my Muppets playing.
What, Gotham?
Penguin Muppet would be so awesome.
Oh, man.
And a fish Mooney Muppet.
Pulling her own eye out.
Yeah. Actually, that would be, somebody who does cosplay, that would be a really twisted, fun cosplay to do.
Oh, this is really weird. I just had a vision of Dr. Honeydew being the doll maker.
There you go.
All right, let's get into my theory. Did you see today that supposedly there was an article out there that Jada Pinkett Smith was saying she's not returning for the next season?
I saw that.
I think I Facebooked that to you.
Yeah, I guess you did say that to me. Now, she's with the doll maker. Do you think maybe just because Jada Pinkett Smith's not coming back, could Fish get a new face and they get a new actress?
That's a possibility.
That's an interesting theory.
Maybe someone whose salary wouldn't be as high as Jada Pinkett Smith.
Or maybe she does something that's just so outrageous that they have to make Fish disappear. And it would be the ultimate reward for Fish, because then she could take care of Penguin and he would be none the wiser.
Oh, she could sneak up on all of them. Probably.
Oh,
all of them.
yeah.
And they wouldn't know.
Uh-huh. The only thing, and they don't apparently have DNA at this point in this vintage show, so she would pretty much, if they replaced her fingerprints, which they could do.
Well, I mean, look what the dollmaker did. He put his one of his administrator's head on a female body.
Yeah, I mean, he could replace her hands, or I'm sure he could just take her fingerprints right off.
He could change
That's
ethnicity.
Doable.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be just anybody at this point, but you figured being the doll maker though, you would have like her legs for arms or something.
No.
That'd be kind of tough to carry on the show for a while, but
I mean, I could see him giving her a new face because, I mean, in the comic books, the newest dollmaker, he cut the Joker's face off. So.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's not a bad theory. That's definitely a good way to maintain the character, the livelihood of that character, and be able to change out the actress.
How fun would it be to put her face on somebody that they wanted to get rid of and throw her in jail or anything?
Yes. I bet you that's how they end the season. They'll show like Fish Mooney dead, and then everyone's supposed to think she's dead, but meanwhile she has a new face and everything, and she'll show up in the second season. Yeah.
And they've offed somebody that they really wanted to off.
Yeah.
And here it is. It'll be like a Doctor Who thing. So every season there'll be a new Fish.
Oh.
We need to be writers for the show now.
There you go. We can do that.
With ideas like that, I don't think it'll take too long.
Then every season, everybody will complain about the new Fish.
Jeez.
Is this one fried or baked? Pretty soon it'll get down to just being fish nuggets,
Just keep them coming, Kelly.
We're back. But anyway, back to the show. So Gordon and Bullock go to Penguin to help them find Loeb's secrets. He gets them to the house, and they find Loeb's crazy daughter.
Who likes to kill birds.
She was totally not creepy at all. Oh my heavens.
Bird bone.
Like thinking, yeah, I just take them and smash their little heads. Totally not creepy.
Yeah, that whole speech about just liking to hear things pop. It was just like, okay, that's eerie.
Yeah, wow.
I've been trying to get that actress.
I couldn't understand. Go ahead.
I was going to say, no, I was just trying to get that actress for the show all week, for a couple of days.
Yeah, she was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very creepy.
Yeah, Nicole Tom.
She and Nigma need to totally get together. No, I'm serious. Can you imagine?
No, the body parts will be flying.
Totally creepy. Oh my goodness. That would be like, oh. I've got goosebumps just thinking about it.
She'll help him stuff Walker's full body parts.
Yeah. She would probably help him stuff them. So you can keep them around.
Well, she did that thing where she said she really likes birds. I mean, was that like some sort of setup for the future?
I don't know. She came down and she looked at Penguin. She's like, ooh, who's he?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, imagine that pair, Penguin and her.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, she becomes, the tag-along, for, a Penguin sidekick or something.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be definitely a creepy duo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Or if Arkham gets a hold of her, she might become a trained therapist.
Yeah, the name doesn't match up, but yeah.
Yeah, that's who she reminded me of.
I was just thinking about that, yeah. She is a blonde. It could be Harley, but yeah, the name was wrong unless she changes her name.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as those Joker people, Kelly, every week. Joker?
I'm not. That's the first time I've said Harley's name in the whole series. And I didn't even say her name.
What, that's the first time Harley came up on you guys' show?
No, we've talked, I think we've talked about her before. Like, could you have her? But she was like younger than a lot of Batman and a lot of his villains, so it'd be kind of hard to squeeze her in.
Right.
Unless she was an infant.
Unless you make her closer to like Ivy's age, maybe. I don't know.
She just always seemed quite a bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's, in the book, she's always been palling around with Catwoman and Ivy. So, so yeah, it would work. It'd work out right if she's around that same age group.
Good thing Tyler's on here. He'd flip if I said this next year. I'd be like, "What if Barbara becomes Harley Quinn?"
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Tyler.
Okay, as O'Hara would say, "Saints preserve us." Yeah, no. Just please no. Please no.
So, do you guys like the Barbara character? Oh wow, that's a loaded. Wow, I guess maybe I need to catch up on my before the back shows.
Well, I don't think Kelly and I have any love for her, but Tyler hates her.
Wow.
Every week he just wants her to like walk off a bridge.
We were trying to figure out in the beginning, how many episodes is it going to take for Barbara to leave the apartment? All she did was like sit around the apartment without pants on.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
You did.
Well,
yeah. All right, edit that out, Phil.
Well, the one week we had Rob on here, and Rob Southgate, and he's like, yeah, she's one of those characters you watch with the sound off.
Ouch.
She's just really, really codependent.
Yeah, they just haven't really given her a meaty storyline. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, what's sad is they're doing to her what they did to Laurel and Arrow.
Even worse, I would say.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not writing good content for the character, which makes everybody hate her.
Right.
Which is sad, because, I mean, in Arrow, I had no love lost for Laurel, and she was whiny and drove me crazy, and it's not been until recently that I've actually gained a little bit of respect for her, and it's been 3 seasons. That's not cool.
Thank you, Lilith.
Well, no, I mean, it was totally in the writing for her, and I knew that. I mean, but it just really stinks that you would do that to an actor or actress.
Well, I think the problem is, like, especially, I mean, Gotham even worse because it's prequel, but, I mean, they know these two characters are eventually going to get together in the end, so it's like, well, what are we going to do with her for the next 3 years, 5 years, whatever?
Yeah. Let's go send her on this really, really boring, life-affirming journey. Hopefully she redeems herself.
Well, that's the big thing with Barbara. Like, she shows up for, like, 2 episodes, acts like a brat, and then, like, they won't have her back on for, like, 4 episodes, and then she comes back, acts like a brat for 1 or 2. She's off again for
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Or she shows up without pants for 2 seconds, and then she's gone.
Well, it helps ratings, I think, right? So.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
And speaking of
kind of a sad commentary.
Your legs are your best character's best part. But no, I was going to say, speaking of being gone for 3 or 4, I mean, what's up with these breaks? They have one. We had 1 episode this month. There's only going to be 1 next month.
It's better than Sherlock, but
I know,
it's ridiculous.
It just seemed like all through September, October, November. I mean, they were going full on. Then they came back from break. They might have missed 1 week, but it was like week after week after week, and then space it out better.
Yeah.
I just wonder if that does any, if that hurts their ratings at all. Not like, momentum-wise.
You would think it would.
You would think, for 2 months you only have two episodes.
Yeah, and what are they? I haven't even looked to see what they're airing in that time slot.
Unless they're doing repeat.
Which that's what they usually do with Flash and Arrow and yeah, most of the other shows. But I don't know. That's a lot of repeats, folks.
So catch up now.
Yeah, wow.
But I mean, it's just like Walking Dead. I mean, they only do 16 episode seasons, and they'll do like half, then they'll take that winter break off, and then like they didn't come back till February. So they're just gonna run straight through their second half.
Yeah,
I wish it was more like that.
That's just really weird.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like, when Gotham starts September, it's like, don't start to October. Run straight through to Christmas. Take the break, come back, and then just run straight through. Even if you're done in April, who cares?
Well, everybody gets to catch up on all their other shows. So they're being kind to everyone that's watching, Walking Dead and Arrow and Flash and all those shows.
So they're helping the other networks. That's a good business plan.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Fox.
All right, what else did we have to say? What everyone think of the doll maker, Dr. Dollmacher.
Herr Dollmacher. Yeah, he wasn't at all creepy. Mm-mm. All I could think of was Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, that's what you're supposed to. I think that's pretty sure what you're supposed to get, especially with the guy with the woman's body.
Yeah. And I was kind of doing the compare and contrast between the Arrowverse dollmaker and the Gothamverse dollmaker. Really kind of wow. Very different.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be the same guy, so that's kind of weird.
So I'm not that fluent with like the background of this character. He's got to be like uber rich, to have his own like island. And to have such so many henchmen around to do his bidding. Is that the way the character's supposed to be?
In the comics, he isn't. This is like in the comics, which I believe it's the same one on the show. It's like the third version. He's only been around since 2011, but he basically was doing like back alley surgeries. Like I said, he cut off the Joker's face and stuff when the Joker wanted him to, but. Yeah, in the comics, he's not like a rich guy, so I don't know where he's getting his, selling organs, I guess, but...
That would work. Yeah, because it's like, what? There was a show I watched one time that they were talking about, $40,000 for a kidney, and that was just crazy.
Oh, yeah, well, if it's life and death, people will pay anything.
Yeah, especially people in countries where, where transplants are not readily available.
Yeah, especially if you're very wealthy, like 30,000, save my life, okay.
Yeah. Just
Fishy's brand new blue eye.
Yeah, that wasn't creepy either. She reminded me of a Siberian Husky. One blue eye and one brown eye. So the only dogs I ever see that way are Huskies.
I have a Husky, and she has that exact same look.
See?
So maybe we'll start calling her Fish.
There you go.
But she's actually named Penny, so we named her after Big Bang Theory.
There you go.
Penny.
I actually tweeted a meme this week of Fish Mooney's new dog.
Oh, yeah.
This awful-looking dog with one eye bugged out and teeth, and yeah, it looked like Fish.
So, what else is there to say? We've got a little bit of Enigma.
Yeah, there was a few minutes of him with his girl. Yes. And I was actually just rewatching before we started, so I didn't get all the way back through, but going back to when we were talking about how that Bruce and Alfred were telling who stabbed him.
Hmm.
I found it interesting that Bruce caught on that quick. You know what I mean? For his age, that he would catch on to, we're not telling,
He might not have completely caught on, but if he caught on enough to know, yeah, Alfred doesn't want to say anything. Why, I don't know, but...
Yeah. Most kids aren't that intuitive at that age.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to be pretty smart, though, too.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, it just kind of,
And I think his eyes are opening to the world, like, wow, everyone has secrets.
Well, yeah, and he mentioned that, he doesn't hold... I think I got that when he told Jim Gordon that, he didn't hold him responsible for finding his parents' killers. Mm-hmm. He understood, and, that was kind of the moment to me where it was like, okay, wow, he's growing up. He's getting it, that...
Well, I think he just realized Gotham's a pit, and Gordon has his hands way full.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the Bruce character, you've always had the the kid that was forced to grow up just before his time because of the situation with his parents' death, and I guess what we're seeing is the evolution of him kind of evolving into the fact of I'm going to take matters into my own hands rather than having to rely on somebody like Jim Gordon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the start of him taking everything into his own hands.
Right.
I feel like we're missing something. Did anything else happen this week?
Hold on. Let me see if we missed anything.
Oh, Kelly, while you're looking, have you watched Mask of the Phantasm yet?
No, I have not. I have not been home all week.
Because Tyler and I were saying in a couple weeks, maybe while they're on break, maybe we'll review that.
That sounds like a plan. I can definitely...
Maybe even watch it with without sound and do like live commentary.
That would be very fun and very cool, and then people could play the podcast along with them watching.
Yes.
A very mystery science theater kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes.
We can be very punny.
You just need to get some robots with you.
I love Mystery Science Theater. I've loved it for years. Where is the summary? Oh, here, hold on.
That's right, everyone. Just hang out.
Sorry.
Relax. So, Dave, who's your favorite character on the show?
Favorite character on the show would... Trying to think of... probably Selena. I just... Yeah, something about, just the no-nonsense, tough... female girl character that just seems to be, what she's embodying. I really like that. I just, even though she's not one of the, the focal points of the show, but I do like her character, like how she's playing it.
Yeah, well, they said in other seasons they might focus more on some of the other ones, like Enigma or Selena, because this was supposed to be the Penguin's big season, the first season.
And they're definitely doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird because this is the show's a lot of Penguin, and when the original plan was supposed to be just Gordon, like the show would focus on Gordon. I don't think they're even going to have this much Bruce in it.
No, I don't think so either.
I like the car commercials that they've been playing interlaced with the show, where they're showing behind the scenes for the show.
Oh yeah.
The Robin Lord Taylor. Those are really, really cool. It's good product placement too. But even though I don't remember the type of the car, but still, it's cool.
Was it Ford? It was a Ford something, wasn't it?
I think so.
That's another good way for people not to, if you watch on your DVR afterwards, not to just fast forward right through their commercial either.
Yeah, exactly. It's smart.
Uh-huh.
It's a couple other shows have done that too. Well, Arrow did that. They did that a couple times actually. I think Bones has done that. Several different shows have done that, and it makes sense. And the whole product placement, being able to. It's a little harder in Gotham because, you think about it, the set design and stuff, it's a little harder to do product placement kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But how much those dollars that they get from product placement goes to, funding the show is really pretty amazing.
So they can charge a pretty penny too, and they're like, people aren't going to be fast forwarding right through this.
Yeah. I had to laugh one time because I'm a buyer for a safety supply house, if all of you didn't know that. And one time I was watching NCIS, and McGee pulls out this pair of boots, and right there, plain as day in the middle of the screen, is Tingley Rubber, which is they make PVC boots, and I order from them every week, and it was just really funny because I was like, oh man, I bet you guys paid a pretty penny for that, because their logo was just huge because they zoomed into him. And he pulled the boots out, Oh,
I've had that before. I work at a place where we make medical supplies, and I've seen, they'll show a hospital scene on a TV on some show, and I'll be like, hey, I recognize that piece of equipment.
Yep. I'm like, oh, I know those glasses and the headgear, and let's see, that's a Uvex Bionic face shield. S8500. And yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Every time somebody, starts talking about product placement, my head always goes to the scene in Wayne's World where they just kept, pulling up the different, products.
Oh, yeah.
Doritos and Advil and
Pepsi.
Yeah.
I laugh because, Arrow and Flash, you see all the Lenovo computers everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Does it work? Yes.
Oh, even in Walking Dead, like first 2 or 3, they were driving around the same car.
Yeah.
Every other car was like beat up and dirty and old, and this one still looked pretty clean no matter what.
I thought their product placement was like Smith & Wesson or something.
Oh, I'm sure probably that too.
Lilith owns a Surface because of Arrow.
Oh, really? She wants because of Arrow?
Well, part of it. Good part of it. But, yeah, I mean, it's funny because you don't think about it, but you kind of do it subconsciously. I bought a Lenovo.
Mm.
Well,
that's the plan. They want to get one name in your head, their name, so then when you go to look, you're like, well, I don't know anything about. Wait, well, I do know one name, Lenovo.
So then when you buy that computer, then you can operate it like Felicity does.
Of course.
Yeah.
Actually, they have the one that she has multiple of down in the lair at my local Best Buy right now. Like, ooh, I would love to own that. It's outrageously expensive, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. Probably another month or two. I'm hoping to get another computer, and yeah, I was looking at Best Buy yesterday. Whoa, expensive.
Yeah. I got my last 3 computers from local pawn shop. I got one that is really good. I get really good deals at, and I know what I'm looking for. So
I would be afraid to do that just because I'd be afraid of what was on that computer.
Oh, they wipe it.
I'd still be afraid though.
Yeah, it's wiped. They antivirus it. They wipe it completely, fresh install everything. So I make sure before I.
But
yeah.
Whatever computer you buy today, I'm sure is better than what they use on Gotham.
Yes. Those were Apple IIe's?
Yeah, I just tweeted Apple IIe pictures earlier today.
Yeah. Have you seen the Kids React video? That's what Gotham reminds me of. How do you turn this thing on? What we didn't talk about is Dent.
Yes.
And them trying to find the stash, really. Their search and ended up at the Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Chinese food that's going to kill you.
No.
That was really kind of cheesy. That whole thing where he's just like, okay, run.
I know, the whole chase. Just run. I'll knock the chair over.
It's like, hold on a minute. This is wrong now. Okay, run. It's like, really, Jim? That's all you got, buddy?
And then Bullock was able to find them at the last second.
That was really funny.
But going back to the computers, I think that's what we need is a Oracle-type setup like Felicity has in Gotham.
Yeah, but, you realize it'd be running 86 computers.
MS-DOS.
Yeah. And 24K baud modems. And, I remember back in the day, man, it took 5 minutes to load Donkey Kong on tape. I'm not kidding. I had a tape drive. It took 5 minutes to load Donkey Kong. Yeah. Now, here's a really fun geek fact. Ever take a computer tape and put it in your cassette deck?
No.
So much fun. It sounds like what your modem used to sound like, kind of, but more synthesizer-like. It was really weird. I did it accidentally once.
Just put it in your Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
That could have been fun.
See what you learn on this show, kid?
Yeah, kids, do you know what a Teddy Ruxpin is?
Most kids don't know what a tape is. You realize that, yeah?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, my daughter does because, she's had a tape player since she was little. But she used to... Her favorite was I had a whole bunch of mixtapes that I recorded off the radio when I was a teenager, and she used to adore them. And she'd play them all the time. So that's how she knows what a tape is. But I remember the first time she saw a record, Mom, That's a really big DVD.
No.
No, dear. That's a record. Oh, what? Record.
That's alright. I remember when I was young, my parents held on to for a couple of years. I remember like picking up some 8-tracks. I'm like, what are these? I was like 5 or 6. I'm like, what are these?
Never had an 8-track player. My dad never had an 8-track player, but I used to go by. We used to have a flea market not far from here, and on the weekends, I'd save up my money, and they had a place that had jukeboxes, and they would clean out their 45s. Like every week, they would replace, put the latest music in there, and I'd buy 45s at the flea market.
A few weeks ago, we went to a record shop and we did an interview at a place called Toad Hall. It's in Rockford, Illinois, and I was holding a Rick Springfield 8-track tape.
Oh, a fear of the heart, man.
So it had Jesse's Girl on it, and it's on a pic on the Facebook for 80s Reboot. If anybody wants to go check it out.
That's my Who's Your Guy.
Oh.
Rick Springfield.
Every time I'm always listening to like 80s music, Jesse's Girl always comes on. I don't know what's wrong. Why is that always the one that always comes on?
Because you're listening to the 80s on 8.
Oh, there you go. That would do it.
Either that or anything by Hall & Oates.
Yes. I can't go for that.
Nice.
I couldn't even go for that back in the 80s, sorry.
What, you didn't like the Hall & Oates?
I didn't like Hall & Oates, and I hated, okay, you'll laugh at me, I hated Bruce Springsteen with a passion.
Oh,
Couldn't
wow.
stand him. I did not like the boss. Sorry.
Remember, everyone, you can get a hold of Kelly on any social media at SuperSquint. That's SuperSquint.
I love tons of 80s music. Those two just I didn't get into. As my how many gigs of music will attest to.
And it's so funny because I just did a podcast with Jesse on the Southgate Media Group, and he is a Boss fan, like a big uber Boss fan. So I'm gonna have to tell him about this.
Yeah, we should have a pep joust. Yeah, I would not be Jesse's girl.
Oh, good. I love that tie-in.
Alright, well, anything else on this episode? Final thoughts?
You shouldn't check into a hospital if you don't know the doctor beforehand.
Especially if they will you down to the basement, and just dump you there.
Yeah.
Fight for everything you do
Yeah.
Right.
Survivor Island.
And if the Penguin's ever asking you to do a battle, you should check to make sure he's not pulling a gun out while you're doing it.
There you go.
Don't take a bus ticket off him.
Yep.
That's right.
Alright, let's wrap this up. Get a hold of us. Let us know what you think of tonight's episode.
It was very random.
Yes. Our email is beforethebat@gmail.com. On Facebook, we're Before the Bat, the Gotham Podcast. Twitter, we're at Before the Bat Pod. Instagram, Before the Bat _FlashArrowPod. Tumblr, Before the Bat /FlashArrowPod. And as always, you can go to southgatemediagroup.com, go to our page, and click on the forum link and talk to us on the boards.
On the interwebs.
Yes.
Don't forget, every night there's a Gotham, guys. I'm live tweeting on the Before the Bat Twitter account, so come join me. We have a lot of fun.
Right. So what are your thoughts on Steve?
Or Bruce Wayne.
One of the Bruces.
That's right.
And also look later in the week. Yeah, later in the week for the world's finest comics review with me and Tyler every week.
Woohoo.
And Kelly, where can the people find you? I think I already told them. But...
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. well, just about everything, even probably your Apple IIe, at Super Squint. That's SUPERSQUINT. And you can also listen to my other podcasts, Queen Consolidated and Flashpoint with Miss Lilith Hellfire. And I also write for voiceoftv.com.
Yes, you can tar and feather her at Super Squint.
Hey now, I can break
all your Springsteen love letters, go ahead and send those over to Super Squint.
Sorry.
And where can the people find you, Dave?
Let's see, Facebook, 80s Reboot, and Tumblr and Twitter, 80s Reboot. So, and of course, the podcast being 80s Reboot Overdrive.
Send all your Rubik's Cubes there.
Exactly. Can never have enough Rubik's Cubes. I just wish I knew how to solve that thing.
I had a Chex Mix Rubik's Cube that I got from sitting in box tops back in the 80s.
Well, the only thing that I sent in to get was a Harry the Explorer patch for the Pitfall game. So
cool.
I did, yeah. So I got one of those somewhere in my basement.
I got a giant Captain Crunch kite, too.
Well, there you go. Cool.
Yeah. I miss box tops. They should totally bring box tops back, because that was awesome.
There's so many things I got to bring back. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, that's it for the randomness tonight. Same bad time, same bad channel.